everybody, and welcome to the brand new 2021 edition of the Worst Talk Show on the worst day of 2021 so far. But
hey, the year is young, but I don't see how it's going to top this.
You always pause when events like this happen. Should we not do the show? But we asked that question several times during the quarantine, and the answer was always yes, because people need an escape, right? So we're here. I hope you're here with us. Please excuse us as we're sort of trying to figure out this new tech, and we're going to have a special guest. I just really want to make sure that I can see the other people that are on, and I'm not sure right now that I can. So let's see if we can do that. We're using a little out of date situation here. So not sure how this is working.
While you wait, look at my new Mandalorian t-shirt.
I got that for him for Christmas this year.
Boba Fett's face. Boba Fett's helmet. Pretty cool.
Yeah, it doesn't, I don't see how I can see the comments.
The Mandalorian.
So I'm not sure what to do. I'm going to try to do this. If not, Dave's going to pull up his phone. He's going to go on our page right now and log in so we can still see the comments. It's a work in progress, my friends. Okay, shut the volume off, Dave. That's the first thing.
I was watching Stipe Miocic and Daniel Cormier fight each other the third time. Man, that's scary.
I wish I knew what you were talking about right now, but I totally don't. All right, let's see. Yep. All right, let's see if we can see the comments. Oh, Holly Cantor is here. Hello, Holly. Happy New Year. I'm happy you're here. Very happy, in fact. Progress,
I turned it down.
Let's see if we can see the comments. Please shut that volume off. My God. It's all right. We can see it now, but it would be nice for you to have it up just in case it's slow. So, all right, everybody. We're super stoked that you're here. It looks like just Holly is here so far. I'm sure there are more of you, and I just can't see it. It looks like we have a couple people on. So please post a comment so we know you're here and we can say hello.
Yeah, that's big. Hi, Holly.
Kevin posted loud noises. Yes, the executive producer is also on the page. Kevin Tachi, thank you. Today has been quite a day. So we're sort of here to, hey, Sarah. We want to wish you all a happy new year, even though today's not looking so awesome. Today looked great. Tonight, not so much.
Yeah. Hey, thank you, Georgia.
Happy birthday to Michael Maloney.
That's no baloney.
Who has just joined us. So it's his birthday and he's spending a piece of it with us.
Shall we sing?
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mike Maloney.
That's no baloney.
Happy birthday to you.
Wow, I think that was a keeper. Why are we not on Cameo or like one of those things where they pay us to sing happy birthday to people? Because we would totally clean up. Linda Bean is here. Jim Pericotti rhymes with manicotti. Excellent.
Linder.
Jim's calling today, December 37th, 2020, and I don't blame you.
You can see in the place to be.
Our commitment tonight to you is that we would like to take our collective brain off of the dumpster fire happening right now.
Yikes.
In the nation's capital. And give you a big hug, and give you some ideas of stuff to watch, stuff to eat, stuff to listen to.
Other than CNN and MSNBC.
Yeah, no, we're not going to talk about that. Also, we have our very first special surprise guest tonight. That is happening at 8 p.m. Our mystery guest.
Who is it?
Should we give them a hint?
No.
Can we at least let them know what gender they identify as?
I don't know.
It's a he, you guys, but that's it. That's all I'm giving you right We wanted to do our first couple of guests as we sort of soft launch from Zoom onto the Facebook platform. We wanted to talk to the people that we love and helped us start the show and have been watching since day one. So if any of you would like to be a special guest on our show, go ahead and email us, or you can just message me on Facebook. But we do have an email now. It's theworsttalkshow@gmail.com. And we'll be talking about that throughout the show as well. So we would love to have you on if you want to be on. The only rules really is just don't swear, because the minions will have to edit it for the rebroadcast on cable, and it's just a pain in the patootie. So we just ask that you sort of, maybe mind your manners and whatnot if you are a special guest. But we are really looking forward to it, because we're eventually going to have little cooking segments with some of our favorite foodies who like to watch. We're also going to have some musical guests, some musical accompaniment. So
and it won't be my stomach.
No. So yesterday we had Taco Tuesday, and then Dave decided he hadn't had enough. And he decided that it would also be Taco Wednesday. And now Dave is no longer allowed to have tacos on show day. Thank you. You are so lucky this is not smell-o-vision right now.
Ay, Dios mío.
There are bad things happening. Bad things.
Ayúdame.
Don't lie too much is what we're trying to say. Jim Pericotti, I guess Casey made a joke about upping our standards to have a guest. And Jim Pericotti said, I've upped my standards, up yours, which is funny because Jim Pericotti is really funny. He's very clever.
He's quite clever.
So after the Christmas break, a couple of things changed around the house that we sort of wanted to let you know. No, we're not engaged because that's silly. But we did admit a new member of the family. God. We adopted a Ninja coffee making station.
Oh my Lord.
It is the most gorgeous thing. Daughter Kendall.
It is the best present I ever got.
Who's been working very hard since the summer, saved up her dollars, and she bought us this like coffee making station. It does hot brew, cold brew, hot tea, cold tea.
Mugs,
and we have
travel mugs,
all kinds
frothing.
It's called the specialty drink model.
Tea and coffee.
Oh my goodness, I have to tell you. And we discovered Skinny Girl syrups because I'm still. By the way, can I let them know that I'm already 47 pounds, you guys? I'm down 47 pounds.
Nobody likes to show off.
I'm showing off. Chubby girl is showing off. So officially all the pandemic weight is now gone. And now we're going to try to get back to a fighting weight. But one of the reasons I mentioned the Skinny Girl syrups is that...
You mean syrup?
I do like to say syrup because I grew up in Salem, Massachusetts. Thank you very much. I digress. And there's other kinds too. But they really help when you're doing protein shakes as well as coffee and you can't have sugar or whatever. It's wonderful. We make like all these great little concoctions, and do not buy them online. Get them at Marshall's or TJ Maxx because they're only $3 a bottle.
I educated Angie on that.
They're like $14 a bottle.
She's
online,
like, yeah,
so
look at me. I just got this little set of 3 little bottles. We went to Marshall's and we were buying like the huge bar bottles that you put the pump in.
Yeah.
Yeah, for like half the money of the little tiny ones.
By the way, Sarah and Lewis both say I can brag all I want. So
stop being a kiss ass, Lewis.
Oh, thank you. Very excited.
Sipping on some syrup. What did you do?
I don't know what I did.
Oh, golly, that is not good.
Okay, there we go. This is a work in progress, people. All right, so that all happened. We already wished Mike Maloney a happy birthday. We want to thank you all. And maybe you should do the thanks since it was your birthday night.
Oh, guys, I just want to say thank you so much for all the birthday wishes. Thanks to everybody who came out and hung out with us. What day was it?
It was Sunday night.
Oh,
on your actual
I can't remember. It was last year, so
December
I can't remember. 27th. So long ago.
And we had everybody sort of log on, and we did a live uncensored version of the show that will not be making it to prime time. We got to get a little down and dirty, if you will. Yes, we were a little bawdy. But that was fun, and I like that. We should do that every once in a while, I think. You know what I mean? Just sort of let our hair down and swear like sailors and talk about stuff we don't normally talk about in the show. So thank you guys so much. It sucks turning 50. It double sucks turning 50 during a pandemic. So
yeah, no fun.
Yeah.
But you guys made it as good as it could be.
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you again. And thank you for those of you who hit up the Venmo tip jar in Dave's honor as well. It was greatly appreciated.
Oh my goodness. Don't even get me started about the tip jar.
All right. So
thank you so much, guys.
We need to talk about the things that we've been watching over break because everybody's been binging like crazy and we're no exception. I actually got Dave to watch the first 2 episodes of Bridgerton.
Yeah.
Which is basically
listen, it's no Downton Abbey, people.
No.
Okay.
It's
Gossip Girl.
It's Gossip Girl, but set
in the early 1800s.
Yeah. So there are lots of roguish characters and plenty of sexual escapades.
When they used to call a guy who was like, they call him a rake.
Yes. Well, I do like the rakes.
Listen,
I think you're kind of a rake.
Every once in a while, you give the grass a rake. It's good for the grass roots. You aerate and you scratch it up.
I think if you liked things like Downton Abbey and Gossip Girl, do yourself a favor and watch Bridgerton. The set design and the food they have in it. I mean, there are macarons everywhere, like macarons for days, and you're just like, I'm hungry. I need to eat now. Had a lot of fun watching that. The woman who, the Gossip Girl, if you will, the one who narrates is Julie Andrews, and who doesn't like Mary Poppins?
Wait a minute, is it actually Julie Andrews? And
yes, it is.
It's in the credits.
Yeah, it's her, and it's wonderful. So if you're, if you just want some mindless fun, Bridgerton is definitely your jam. Lewis says, my girl and some other folks say there's way too much effing in that show.
Yes,
there was a lot. I don't know, but I don't think they weren't. I mean, people were still shagging back then. It's not like there was less of it.
They didn't have TV back then, so they probably did a lot more. But saying it's no Downton Abbey is not an endorsement. It's a put down. Downton Abbey, I gotta say, pretty quality show.
Downton Abbey is fantastic, and I have to give you credit. I think Downton Abbey, because it was so good and you were so convinced, like, oh, you're right, it is good, that you gave Bridgerton 2 whole episodes.
Yes.
So I do appreciate that.
You never can tell.
Nikki T says on Disney, The Boys, the Sherman Brothers story, excellent doc. All right, we will check that out. I have not seen that yet.
Yeah, you would, Joe Burke. We knew you were a little,
Joe Burke says he'd like to think of Julie Andrews as Victor Victoria.
Bisexual.
What was the best scene of Victor Victoria? Titties. Julie Andrews. Titties. Sorry.
Whatever happened to not swearing?
Titties is not a swear.
Oh, not anymore?
Hey, Sean O'Brien. So glad you're here. Happy New Year, by the way. Hugs for everybody just joining us. It's been a hell of a day. Hugs. So let's move on to Cobra Kai, which is a show that really shouldn't work in any sense, and yet totally fun.
Listen, I don't know if it's good for the kids of nowadays, but for us kids of the 80s, it's really a lot of fun.
Well, a lot of the younger generation went and binged all the movies before they watched the television series. So they get a kick out of it, obviously, because they can.
They get a kick out of it.
I'm so punny.
Look who's the punter.
But I gotta say, Billy Zabka, now he goes by William because, hoity-toity, still got some swagger. I gotta say, Ralph Macchio in that hairpiece is doing him no love.
Actually, the hairpiece can act better than Ralph can. And the fight scenes with Ralph.
Spoiler alert: somebody else from the original Karate Kid and somebody from Karate Kid 2. Both make huge cameos in season 3.
Happy about it.
Awesome. So if you haven't watched it yet, get on that. Cobra Kai
it's
season 3.
It's like a reunion.
It's really, it's just so nostalgic, and you'll laugh out loud at least a few times.
I am a man who will fight for your own. honor.
You have
Sorry.
never busted up Peter Cetera before, ever.
I'll be the hero. It's tough. It's
Wow.
tough.
No,
He's
that was
so
good,
high.
though.
Nope, that's okay. I learned my lesson.
And thank you, Nicole, for hitting up the tip jar. We appreciate you. We're moving on to Wonder Woman 84. Now, I realize we went online and talked extensively about this over the break. We were so excited that Wonder Woman 84 was going to be available on Disney Plus on Christmas Day. It was like we were going to go to the movies, only we got to stay in our living room. What a piece of crap.
Yeah, we're not. Yeah. Ugh.
Now,
Gal Gadot is magically babelicious.
And Pedro Pascal, we love, obviously, Mandalorian. We even love what's-her-face from Saturday Night Live, Kristen Wiig.
Kristen Wiig.
I think Kristen Wiig took this movie because she's decided she wants to be seen as a sex pot, and spent the whole movie, other than the first nerdy 20 minutes or so, in like slinky, sexy, like pants.
I usually don't have a problem with that. I dig, you know.
It was
I
all
dig her,
style, no substance, but
she's
really,
no Gal Gadot.
it was poorly written. It was poorly shot.
Yeah, it
The
just wasn't
special
good.
effects were horrible. It was just, it's a hot mess.
It just wasn't good.
Hot mess. Normally
The
I'd say
storyline
if you have
was
Disney
horrible.
and it's free, go ahead and watch it. I'm telling you right now, don't even watch it. It's that bad. It's just, it's such an insult. A lot of us of a certain age grew up with only a couple female superheroes to look up to. One was the almighty Isis and the other was Wonder Woman. And the fact that they sort of blew over, spoiler alert, one quick scene where she's in a jet and she can make it invisible, and then the rest of the movie she flies.
Yes, with the help of her lasso.
Like, nobody needs to see Wonder Woman flying.
Yeah, it's just stupid.
We did not sign up for this. We don't want it. It's not a thing.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, I think they need to reboot. Keep Gal, obviously, but Gal should have a female love interest, and it should be like Ruby Rose or something, like just super hot.
She's got
like,
this thing for Ruby Rose.
I do. She's hot. She's hot. I mean, she could probably
as
kick
hot
my
as
butt, but
as
she's
hot
hot.
as a skeleton can be.
No, she's got sinew. There are things happening there.
Sinew?
Yeah, sure. Sinew.
What are you insinuating?
Whatever. Linda Bean knows what I'm talking about with the almighty Isis. Lewis thought it reminiscent of the first Superman. I thought it was way hokier, honestly.
Lewis, you are correct. It's crap.
The flying was just terrible. And
it's crap.
I mean, fight me. It's terrible, and DC needs to just redo everything. It's awful. So moving on, Dave loved this Disney Plus movie.
Okay.
He's watched it at least 3 times now, and the movie is
Soul. Okay. It's Disney, no longer Pixar, or is it? It's still Pixar. So it's Disney Pixar.
Mm-hmm.
It's Soul. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's Jamie Foxx in the starring role. Although I gotta say, I like Jamie Foxx, but sometimes he can overdo it, and he doesn't ruin this. The music is delightful. The jazz is just awesome.
Yeah, the jazz is great.
And the premise is cool. You know, it is. And
excuse me.
But the afterlife stuff is really cool.
It's the animation is the best.
Fantastic.
The best you've ever seen, really.
Yeah.
But I wonder who this movie is made for. In the same way,
it seems pretty grown up. Actually, it seems less kiddie.
It doesn't seem.
It's definitely more grown up.
It doesn't seem
the
like
questions they deal with.
Do you think anybody under the age of 16 or even 18, for that matter, would like this movie or get anything out of it?
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn because I enjoyed it for all of them.
The music, not the jazz necessarily, but the music for the film is done by Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross.
Yeah.
And there's a great little Nine Inch Nails Easter egg in the movie.
If you're paying attention.
If you're paying attention, you'll see it.
Yeah.
So it was lovely. It just wasn't necessarily I was sort of curious as to why it was a Disney film, I guess. But then again, Inside Out wasn't necessarily for small children either. But
right.
usually
And it was a really good premise.
It was. I'm just sort of like, is it a kids movie? I guess it's not a kids movie. And maybe if you're going to have it be an adult movie, then have it really be an adult
All right,
movie.
look they're getting the wrong idea from what you're saying.
Okay.
You loved this movie.
It's a great movie.
Okay. Just so we're all clear, we loved the snot out of this movie.
Okay, fine.
Now that brings us to another movie about, if I may, black music, because they use that term in Soul, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That brings us to Ma Rainey's Black Bottom,
which I believe is a play that has been around for years, but it finally got made into a movie, and it's Chadwick Boseman's last film
before he passed away.
So we had put it on our list of things to watch because we love him.
Right.
But boy, we were in for
it.
I didn't know anything about this going
what a
into
cast.
it. Obviously, I know that Ma Rainey was a real person, and she is the singer that Suge Avery, if you read or watched The Color Purple, the character Suge Avery is based directly on Ma Rainey. A hot mess, but singing the best blues.
Like, ever, all gold-filling teeth, and like she looked like she was smacked out all the time. Like her eyes were just black around her eyes.
Played by Viola Davis.
Unreal.
And Viola Davis and Chadwick will both be nominated for an Oscar.
Yeah.
You heard it right here. There's no way they're not going to.
Chadwick plays Levy. He's a trumpet player.
Yeah.
And
it's just,
wow, the Levy is apropos because he's holding back some. Yeah.
When the levee breaks.
When the levee breaks, all right.
You know what?
There'll be no place to go.
Yeah. So if you're looking for something that's not necessarily a feel-good, fun, unicorn and rainbows movie, definitely check out Ma Rainey. You just got to be in the right mood. It's well done.
I mean, if you guys, anybody who likes plays, stage plays, dramas, okay, where most of the action takes place in one building, and
there's really only three.
You know what I mean? There's like a couple different settings,
only a few different sets,
and it's mostly dialogue, okay, but whether it's between the jazz musicians or whether it's between Ma and the recording people or whoever it's between, it's really, really great.
Yeah.
It's not, a super happy movie.
No, but it's important, and it's a piece of sort of American history.
I suggest that you watch both Soul and Ma Rainey's Black Bottom as like a double feature.
But maybe start with Ma Rainey and end with Soul, because Soul's more uplifting.
And
Ma Rainey's a little bit of a downer.
Yeah. Ma Rainey, they just show her as like the first diva. Like, she's a bad boss. She's learned her lesson over time.
Yeah, and she doesn't take anything from anybody. Yeah. So it was a really strong female role and strong black female role, obviously. So moving on from the sort of the stage and screen and animation, if you will. Dave did another deep dive into Castle Rock, season 2 and season 3.
There's only 2 seasons.
Okay.
So the second season involves oh my goodness, who is the character from Misery?
Annie.
Yes, Annie.
Annie something. I can't remember her last name.
It picks up Annie when she's a young woman, from the time that she's like, a teenager until she's a parent of her own daughter. Okay. And it's really well done.
If you've never seen Castle Rock, I mean, it was filmed in parts of New Hampshire, right?
Probably parts of New Hampshire, maybe Maine a little bit.
It's supposed to be Maine. But Castle Rock is basically taking all of Stephen King's characters from all his different writings and puts them in new situations here.
It's like the Marvel Universe. It's like they all existed from his stories out in the same universe, and a lot of them come together and cross paths in this town.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool if you're a Stephen King fan.
So,
and if you're not a huge Stephen King, it's still like a compelling
It's pretty well
show.
done. Yeah, it really is pretty well done.
I came in late. Dave spent more time with it than I did, but I thought it was pretty good. Lewis Warren is adding a little tidbit on the Ma Rainey tip. Denzel was commissioned by the August Wilson estate to adapt his plays for the screen.
Oh, because he did Fences as well,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
See, we have really smart viewers.
Yeah. Thanks,
and you
Louis.
guys make us seem smarter, so that is a win-win. We're getting closer to our surprise guest appearance. Should we give them another clue?
Can we say that this person?
We could say that this person is one of our favorite people on earth, who also happens to be a mixologist.
Ooh.
Let's say. So that's your second hint. And it's somebody who shows up regularly week after week. So if you haven't guessed it by now, you're just going to have to wait like 4 whole minutes. Linda Bean says, whoa, thanks for cluing me into Castle Rock. I think I'd like that. Linda, I really think you would. And it's nice that you can binge these shows that maybe came out a year or 2 ago.
I'm telling you, the girl who plays Annie, though, Annie Wilkes is the character, right?
Right. But
That's
it's the chick
that's who was
from,
played by.
She was, oh God, she's been in everything. She's kind of weird and spooky looking.
Yeah, but she was
sexy.
in the sex show, wasn't she? What's the report?
Smith, no. Johnson and Johnson or something? Weren't they Johnson and Johnson? No, the sex.
There was a sex research.
We're terrible people.
Oh man, I'm so bad.
It wasn't.
Sounds like.
Yeah, I can't remember now. It's gone.
Oh,
anyway, she's brunette. She's got like kind of crazy cool.
Yeah, she's got big eyes.
Big
let's
eyes.
say that.
And I'm sure somebody.
She's remarkable
will
as a young Annie Wilkes.
Yeah, she really does.
Yeah.
Picture Kathy Bates, but in that role, but sort of kind of hot and skinnier, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Linda Bean says it was Johnson and Johnson. Although maybe she's just making fun of us.
Yeah, I think she is.
Masters and Johnson.
Masters and Johnson, right?
Yay!
Masters of Sex was the name of the show.
Yes. So
okay, see?
That is the woman.
Oh, we
who
need
plays
clues,
the young
people.
Annie
We need
Wilkes.
clues.
Just
we
some
put it all
context
together.
Clues, man. So really quickly, we also finally watched the live action version of Mulan, which was surprisingly not bad at all.
Be on the lookout for Jet Li in that movie and try to figure out who he plays.
Yeah, we were really surprised.
I was
actually.
like, you were like, yeah, Jet Li was in this, and I was like,
his
what?
Face, who played Bruce Lee in that terrible biopic?
Yeah, Jason
Scott.
Jason Scott Lee.
Jason Scott Lee?
I believe so. Jason.
Yeah, it's not Jason Lee. Jason Scott, or something like that. Anyway, it was nice to see him in something other than that hokey, ridiculous
But our man,
Bruce Lee thing.
Our man was in it.
Oh, that's right. The Ip Man himself, Donnie Yen. Isn't that his name?
Donnie Yen.
Donnie Yen, sorry. He's in our favorite Star Wars movie, Rogue One, so we love him. I mean, Dave's always loved him for his martial arts movies. So
guys, look up Flashpoint. Flashpoint. It's a cops and robbers movie from like Hong Kong. It's awesome, guys. Some of the best fights in any movies anywhere.
Yeah, very good stuff. So lastly, Dave started watching, so we keep going by this movie with Megan Fox in it called Rogue, because there's like a fake lion in it and it just looks ridiculous. But Dave, I went to bed early one night and Dave totally watched.
Listen, all right? Her freakishly small thumbs aside, Megan Fox is a babe.
We're not disputing that she's a
babe. So, can I suspend my disbelief that she's like the leader of like a mercenary group that does hostage rescue type stuff? Yeah, I could do that.
So this is the girl that went from being married to Brian Austin Green and now she's dating what's his face that played Tommy Lee in the biopic.
Machine Gun Kelly.
Yeah, Machine Gun Kelly.
Yeah.
So
that
maybe
seems to
doesn't
fit.
always make the best choices.
That seems to fit, though.
But I guess Dave says it wasn't as bad
Listen,
as I thought it was going to be.
I mean, they're fighting Al Shabaab.
Nikki T.
They're fighting lions.
Nikki T says, my next Halloween costume will be the witch from Mulan. I was totally going to do that, and now I'm mad at you, Nikki T. She looks amazing.
Gong Li is
yeah, she's got like this whole stripe of white.
She was actually gorgeous. In the remake of Miami Vice, the movie.
Yeah, because we all saw that day.
As Sonny Crockett's love interest.
Terrible. Terrible. So
Lonely.
that's sort of it for our what we watched. So
And if that's not good enough, tough.
I did start the new season of Sabrina the Teenage Witch, but it's like PG, a hard PG-13.
I just couldn't abide that right now.
No, it's definitely not his
after
jam.
Bridgerton.
Yeah, I know.
All right. After some scary TV where like Castle Rock is
Castle Rock's pretty scary.
And oh man, the Stephen King like Easter eggs in it are awesome.
Yeah, they are pretty cool. You'll see little things in the background and stuff. It is pretty great. Sean, I don't know why you're sending us a heart, but I'm all for it. Thank you. Lewis Warren says the Jamie Foxx movie. Oh, was he in that remake of Miami Vice? Was that him?
Yeah, actually. Right.
Terrible.
When they had to make Tubbs the lead guy, and Crockett was like a redneck looking dude, and it was like, what's his name from Ireland, who was just in the Ava movie.
Yeah, the guy who started out strong and now is in all these crappy movies.
Yeah, right, exactly.
He played Bullseye in Charlie's Angels.
Oh, that was terrible. Mm-hmm. And that was that was Daredevil that he was.
Oh, I'm sorry, Daredevil.
Bullseye.
Yeah, so Keith Bennett. Hello, Keith Bennett.
Hello, Keith. We love you.
You just posted a picture and you look fantastic, Keith. So keep doing what you're doing. You look awesome. He says that he totally loves the new version of Sabrina. Keith, we do owe you what we listened to. Our segment that'll be coming up was inspired directly by one of your posts.
Something you
so please stand by for that.
And it sent me down a hole.
All right, special surprise guest. You should be logging on to the Zoom right now so we can let you into the room. So please click that Zoom link and get on the show with us.
Here we go now.
This is kind of nerve-wracking because the last time we tried to have a guest on, it totally blocked out the volume, and it was a nightmare, and we were like, never again. But now we're on a different platform, and we're super hopeful,
and we're so much more experienced.
But like, dude, where are you? There he is.
A third screen?
No, they're not going to see it, but we're going to see it. And then our executive producer will turn it to speaker. So
make it happen, Kevin.
See us.
Do your magic.
All right, Casey, unmute.
Hey, there he is.
Unmute yourself, my friend.
Speak to us. Nope, speak.
Got it.
Hey, there he is.
What's up, people?
Ladies and gentlemen, Casey Riddles.
I really wish you had lowered the bar. Like, we have a boring person we're going to talk to in a bit, and hopefully you won't fall asleep.
Casey, not only did you design our opening graphic and our show graphics, you were an integral part of our very meager, humble beginnings here. And I don't think we would not have been able to pull the show off with you. So it is like, we couldn't think of anybody else to be our first guest. Like, we're so honored and so thrilled, and we love you so much.
Well,
glad to hear that you're doing good.
Yes.
We also have a little gift for you, so we're going to show that before you jump off.
Okay, but
because the gift is of a certain nature.
What month are you born
in? April.
Oh my God!
We got
wow, that was lucky, huh?
You're gonna love
it. I think you're gonna like this.
I feel like maybe we should just show them now, and then we can do our little spiel.
So
we really wanted to frame it, but we didn't have time.
It will be framed.
It will be framed when you get it. Okay.
Okay.
All right. It's a Ralph McQuarrie Star Wars concept artwork.
So pull it
that
over
is
a little
amazing.
bit more. There you go, and then push it closer so he can really get a good view.
So it's called. Let me see.
It's a new
Fighters.
Fighters
low over the Death Star. It was. He drew it November 11th, 1973.
Wow.
Is that 5?
No, that's a 5, honey.
Okay.
So the movie comes out in 77, and Ralph McQuarrie, as any good Star Wars nerd knows, did all the concept art.
Yeah, he was the guy who came up with
that. Is amazing.
Or George Lucas. And we found this amazing calendar, and you can take the actual calendar part off of it, and
off.
They can all be framed.
And they're all suitable for framing.
And they're absolutely beautiful. And we've been since we got it, we talked about framing one and giving it to you as a huge thank you for all that you do for us. So
that's very nice.
Yeah.
I actually saw
you know.
the Star Wars in the Chinese theater in Los Angeles when it opened up. That was my first movie I ever saw.
You're kidding.
Really?
In Los
Wow.
Angeles. I was telling that story for years, and then I said, I better ask my mom to make sure that's true. And she said, yeah, it's true. Okay.
How
good.
were you just visiting?
No, I lived there until I was like 7 or 8. So
I didn't know that.
Then I
Why
moved
didn't I
here.
know that?
then I moved here the year before in 77, the year before the blizzard of 78. And then I was in New England after
You
that.
brought the blizzard.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Nice.
By the way, I want to say something really quick. I don't know Keith Bennett other than maybe Facebook, but I'm like super proud of him. I don't know why. I'm like,
Yeah.
No, it is.
You know, Keith has been going through some stuff, and we've been with him, you know, in spirit through this whole thing, and it's so lovely to see his posts and see how well he's doing. So
yeah, I feel like
I'm so glad.
happy for the guy.
Yeah.
Yep. Going on, getting strong.
And he did inspire us for our music segment, which we'll talk about in a few minutes, because he posted a particular song by
I can't get out of my head.
And Dave forced me to listen to it today, and we just did a deep dive down the rabbit hole of that particular band.
Nice.
So Casey.
Well, Casey wanted to ask us questions, but should we have a question we want to ask him?
You can
first?
ask me, but I got a few of my bar questions I've set up just to see how you feel.
All right,
about
good.
Oh, wow.
By the way, do you have the mug we talked about standing by?
it. Where do I have that mug? Oh yeah, this one.
So show everybody at
Hold on.
home what you made us.
I have to send it out to you.
That is us from our very first episode of the Worst Talk Show.
Was that the first episode?
That was our
With the
first
bra?
official
And it's
episode.
all downhill from there.
You were
the
talking
weird
about
weird
science.
bras on the head episode, and
And actually, I have
someday,
I have this
if we
for
have-
Angie.
great shot, kid. That was 1 in a million. Love
The
it.
postcard. but
Someday when we have a budget to do merchandise, that's the first thing we're getting done is the mugs with the bras on our heads. Wouldn't you say?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Keith Bennett sending us hearts and Geddy Lee hugs for us all.
Geddy
Thank
Lee.
you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Sarah loves the mug. So yeah, maybe we'll have to do that sooner than later. We'll figure out, maybe we'll get some hits on the tip jar for the underwriting, and we can get a little merch
There
thing
you go.
going. That'll be great.
Yeah.
So why don't you give us the question? First of all, Casey, how long have you and I known each other?
I don't for a long time. I mean,
I
see,
mean, I feel like we probably met in the 90s, but really didn't solidify our
well,
friendship.
did you ever go to Boston Billiard Club? Because that's
A
where I
little bit.
bartended and managed
Yeah.
and met half our mutual friends
Yeah.
back in the 90s.
And Letters to Cleo did a record release party there.
Correct.
And we were there. We have photos of that. So I'm sure
Yeah,
that
so-
we hung out at that.
I'm sure
but
we
then-
met before that, just being around. But I
Yeah,
mean,
I think so too.
I worked there. I was at my first job in Boston was, well, besides Boston Billiard Club, I painted animation cells right above Emac and Bolio's on Newbury Street. I don't know what I was doing, but that's
You
where I
have
got.
lived the strangest and most
Animation
wonderful life.
cells, really?
Seriously.
But that's where I got the sister cassette because they only sold it at Starving Artist.
Oh, that's right. And and now you're doing the graphic design for the Worst Talk Show. You see how that
Yeah,
goes?
wow.
This is leap.
Life is crazy.
What's the craziest non-bartending job you've ever had?
I worked at Domino's. That was crazy. One time I had a
Dude. I
Newburyport
never want to have
homecoming.
pizza for a while after that.
Newburyport
I delivered for
homecoming.
Domino's.
I dressed up as the Noid, and kids were hitting me in the Noid, and that was not fun at all.
Oh my God. I thought your craziest moment would be those knee-high white tube socks in that picture that you showed.
Oh, my 16-year-old picture.
Your 16th birthday. You'll have to post that later because that is
I'll
a
post
doozy.
that.
My goodness. Talk about, I've never seen a ginger bowl cut before then.
Oh,
Boy, did I see it.
Oh, Billy.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
Billy, Billy.
You
My
can't
friends-
unsee it.
So my friends have that in a big poster size. But
Ah, that
So-
sounds good.
so one of the things I do at the bar is I ask people questions because it's easy to get people have have to entertain them. But it started with way back in the day, I was working at a bar and someone gave me a book called Everything Men Know About Women. Of course, it was 50 blank pages. And I'm like, well, let's see what men know about women. So I started handing out the book and asking guys, what do you think you know about women? And they started writing, by the way, very angry stuff. And all the women wanted a notebook. So they started writing. And I was like, oh, it's a good way to entertain people. So I've done these notebooks and I have a bunch of different questions. But since you two are big movie and music, I'll ask you a quick, one of the questions that people really enjoyed and all the people at home can play along. So you're having a party. You can pick five bands to play at your party. What 5 bands would you have play, and in what order would you have them play? You got to do it quick. You got to think quick.
All right. Well, one of the bands has to be AC/DC because that was a very pivotal moment in our relationship. We were at an AC/DC show the first time we said "I love you" to each other, which is not the most romantic thing, but to
AC/DC
us
is so
it is.
romantic.
Yeah.
Are they closing or who's opening?
All right. Oh boy. Who's opening? You know what?
Well, for AC/DC, it's the Boston's because that was another huge moment for us.
Yeah.
And I would say, well, I got to say Letters to Cleo. So
I was thinking Letters. But who goes first? The Boston's or Cleo? You know?
Cleo goes on whenever Cleo wants to go on.
Okay. And then AC/DC. Is it AC/DC 4? Because I know 5.
No, we still have 2 left.
Right. So 3. Anybody we want?
No, so we have Letters to Cleo, the Mighty Mighty Boston's, and AC/DC. We have 2 bands left, and I'll let you pick.
All right.
But you got to be quick.
All right. Well, all right, you two.
At the bar, you don't have to be quick. Take as long as you want. Drink.
You two.
More drinks.
Right. Okay. So you two, and then finishing it out is Led Zeppelin.
Oh, so it's Alive or Dead, basically.
Right. It could be right.
Dead or
It's
alive.
fantasy, right?
Dead or alive.
Yeah. All right.
There we go.
In that case, I'd also like the MC5 and the Stooges. No, I'm just kidding. But if we have to, we're having a party.
I don't do well with the pressure.
Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? But that's awesome. Give us another one. I love this.
This one I stole from Chuck Klosterman. People love this one, but people have gotten very intimate with this one. You have a magic phone. You can call your 15-year-old self from right now, but you only have 30 seconds to talk to yourself. What would you tell yourself? Can't talk about money or investments or bets. What would you tell your 15-year-old self?
I would tell my 15-year-old self that one day something called social media will be invented and you will be a boss and you will have an awesome sex and love life because of it. So don't worry. It's all coming. It's just going to be a little later than you thought.
That's a good one.
Oh, my 15-year-old self. Oh boy. Wear a condom. No. How about, can I say like the Sox are going to win it? The Sox are going to win
nothing.
it.
No.
Oh, it's nothing about making
do it?
Can you tell your 15-year-old self to pick up the damn guitar already?
Yes. Stop playing guitar. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Your comment reminded me of one of my funniest things I read in that book was a good friend of mine. She's like, I know what I would tell my 15-year-old self. You are allergic to latex.
Oh, the
God.
police.
That's amazing.
Holly Cantor, the police.
Yeah, Holly Cantor.
That would be one of mine too.
The Beatles, the Police, the Cure, Ben Folds 5, and Susie and the Banshees. An interesting group there, Holly. I approve.
Yes.
Lewis says Soundgarden, Waylon Jennings, Kendrick Lamar, and can't get the
other two. I
mean, Soundgarden, of course, but I just, when you're under pressure like that and you got to think right away, that's what you do,
So I tell people at the bar, take your time. You're going to be questioning yourself later. So
Keith Bennett says he'd tell his 15-year-old self to hoard as much Jolt Cola as humanly possible.
Yeah. Don't open any of your Star Wars toys.
That's another good one.
Of course, you're 15 by then. It's like I had already thrown them out.
Was it all the caffeine and twice the sugar, or all the sugar and twice the caffeine?
I think
all
it was
the sugar
all
and twice
the
the
sugar
caffeine.
and twice the caffeine.
Oof.
Jolt Cola. That's awesome. All right, we got time for one more question.
All right, quick. You're stranded on an island. You can bring one of each. You ready? I'll answer quick. What book are you bringing?
Oh, like probably some how to make food out of stuff on a stranded island.
What book am I bringing? Sweet Thursday by John Steinbeck.
All right. Tough one. What album are you bringing for you kids? That's like a CD or a group of songs.
I know this is going to be weird, but it's going to be Jane's Addiction, Nothing Shocking.
That's not that
Not
weird.
weird.
It's a solid record.
Yeah,
I
it
could
is.
listen to it forever and ever.
Well, you know what? Are we by ourselves or are we together? Because I'm going to bring Paul's Boutique by the Beastie Boys.
There you go.
Another
Yeah,
solid choice.
good one. All right.
Okay.
This is gonna be tough for both of you. What movie are you bringing?
Rogue One.
Oh boy.
Chinatown.
Really?
Nice.
That's interesting. That's interesting. All right.
Or Big Trouble in Little China. I
Oh
don't know.
yeah. Yeah.
Any
that-
movie
That might
with the
be more
word
fun.
yeah. Or
any
The
movie with the word
Godfather,
China in it?
too.
What's
I was
that?
gonna say this next. I said any movie with the word China in it. You're like, I'm taking it.
No, not China Syndrome. Oh, no.
This
yeah,
one is
go
for the
for it.
bar, but you two, I don't think drink. So it's what beverage would you bring with you?
Well, when I did drink, I would say the ingredients for a Bloody Mary.
Gin and tonic.
Yeah.
Gin tonic. Okay. Oh, very English.
Nice.
What meal would you bring with you?
Oh,
One meal.
can I just tell you, if I had like a magic wand and I could have one meal over and over again, this is so silly, but it's the chicken finger basket from the Sylvan Street Grill in Danvers.
You are a weird broad.
You like
I
what you
don't
like?
know what it is, but there's just something about, like, first of all, I think they fry everything in lard because of the seafood stuff. They did use the same stuff, but they have this honey mustard sauce that I swear to God, like, it just, that's my thing.
Mine would be the hot and spicy wontons from Panda East in Amherst, Mass.
Really?
Yes.
Is that good?
Oh yeah.
My mom lives
It's
in
in Amherst,
Yeah,
and
got
I
it right
drive
now.
there. Like,
What's it called? Panda
we usually
East?
drive
Okay.
like once a year.
I got it. All right. And finally, what toy would you bring with you? I mean, I know this is a adult show, so you can say whatever you want, but
I bring
Toy.
what toy? Do bikes count as a toy?
sure,
no,
why
'cause
not?
that's a vehicle.
Sure, why not?
I don't know.
He's the boss.
You're not
Sure.
I'm
riding
trying
around.
to not have me get a bike.
You might be able to complete that Rubik's Cube finally.
I would bring, well, I would bring that kind of a toy.
No, I'd
as
bring-
long as I had enough, as long as I had enough batteries.
I
You're
bring
like,
Legos.
You're
It's
like
not
Brer
bad.
Rabbit.
It's always different.
Oh,
Legos.
Legos.
Legos. You're
Yeah,
like
Legos
Legos
and
and
sand.
sandals.
Perfect combination. All right, Casey, we love you. Thank you so much
Thanks for coming
for
on.
being our
Thank
very
you for
first
We
including
guest.
hope you guys enjoyed it.
And please go back and look at the comments because everybody answered all of your bar questions
Oh,
and
good.
they were lovely.
And now
So,
And put a face to the text when I say something stupid. They're gonna like, oh, that's that Casey guy.
Casey Riddles,
Yeah,
everybody.
yeah.
And when
There you go.
everything's lifted and we all have the vaccine, we're gonna go party when Casey's working and drive him crazy.
Come on
And,
back. Come on
and
back.
Wherever at
Luca?
Luca or
Wherever.
wherever.
Yeah. Fill out
Okay,
all my
great.
notebooks.
All right.
All right, we love
Thanks,
you, buddy.
guys.
Love
Appreciate
you.
it.
Mwah.
Casey Riddles,
Have a good one.
everybody.
I'll check
See
you
you,
later.
bud.
Thanks.
Keith Bennett says he would bring the book Confederacy of Dunces to the island. Album would be Motorhead. No Sleep Till Hammersmith. Movie would be Young Frankenstein. I like
Yeah,
it, Keith.
not bad,
I like
not bad.
it. Very good. I like all this. We're gonna
Put
quickly
the candle back.
cocktail, of course, would be Joe Cola. Food, one of everything on the Taco Bell menu,
I had the Navarone Battle Fortress set.
and toy would be
I had that.
wow.
It was Navarone Mountain Battle set. It came with Germans and American troops, and it was amazing. Dude, you just jolted my memory.
Wow. He's
Wow.
like, you twisted his melon, man.
Yeah,
You know, he talks so hip.
You talk so hip, man. You twisted my melon, man.
All right,
All the
so we're gonna
cops.
quickly get to some music because
Okay,
I did
so
want to
back to-
mention a couple things.
Back to Keith.
Not yet. Really quickly, we had our very first lyrical submission. So when I told everybody about the email, the worst talk show live@gmail.com, if you wanted us to listen to your music, please feel free, send it in, submit it, and we'll review it. And I got an interesting submission and I wanted to quickly share it with you. His name is Scott Lentine. He's a 33-year-old man with autism from Billerica, Massachusetts. And he's currently an office intern at the Arc of Massachusetts in Waltham, where he tries to persuade lawmakers to pass key disability resource legislation to improve the lives of people with developmental disabilities. So he has some autism songs and poems that he wanted me to share with you. So I just wanted to share a few lines from one of the songs. And I have to pull it up because it's on my email real quick. But I was super impressed with him and told him that I'd be shouting him out on the show today. So I just wanted to read a little of it. Again, this is from somebody who has autism and he's writing about autism. So one of the song's lyrics, it's called Just a Normal Day. Never knowing what to say, never knowing what to do, always looking for clues. Just a normal day, feeling unsure, totally perplexed with everyday life, always on edge, never certain. I wish I could lift this curtain. And it just totally touched my heart.
Scott Lentine?
Scott Lentine. So it's Lentine. And he's on Twitter and it's just under Scott Lentine. So if you want to follow him and maybe check out some of his music.
Nice job, Scott.
Yeah. So thank you, Scott. But we will move on to Keith inspiring us for some musical satisfaction we got this week.
Yes. Well, we were in the car and we heard U2.
Yeah. So
God's
In God's Country came on. And
you don't hear that a lot on the radio.
Never hear that.
Guys,
and
from the Joshua Tree.
I make fun of the Edge a lot with all his bells and whistles and, you know, his doodads and whatnot. But the guitar in that song is just A+, top notch.
It hits you right in the feels.
Are we not?
No,
on
that's
anymore?
Casey's.
Oh, okay. So I have to X out of that and then go back to the actual. Press escape to close.
We're good.
All right. Well, go ahead. Keep talking about the music.
All right. So Keith Bennett shared some music on Facebook this week. I want to say it was, and one of the songs that he shared was Regime Dub, which is Black Rose by Thin Lizzy.
Which is in Gaelic, right?
Yeah.
Or Regime Dub.
Right. Regime Dub. Yeah. And it is awesome. I don't know how I missed it before. Maybe because I kind of skip over the overly Irish stuff. It just feels too obvious to me. But anyway, that was that was my loss because Keith, that song rocked my world. And Angie enjoyed it as well.
No, I did, and I took a deep dive down the Thin Lizzy catalog as well. So
I put the essentials on today, taking a shower and getting ready for the day, and I put it on shuffle, Thin Lizzy Essentials, and I did not hear one of the songs that everybody knows.
Right.
Didn't hear The Boys Are Back in Town or Jailbreak, or even the Cowboy song, which I love.
Well,
didn't hear any of that stuff.
It's funny because that's when I remember having a deep conversation with Keith Bennett about the fact that, first of all, the ZLX did not play enough Thin Lizzy, which I couldn't agree more, but that they always played the same two songs. Yeah. And he was like, listen, their catalog is enormous and it's so good. And so, may have taken me a while, but I absolutely agree. And I want to spend even more time with Thin Lizzy because, man,
guys,
some of those
Black
tunes
Rose.
are amazing.
Black Rose. Look it up. Listen to it.
Okay, so Sean O'Brien is talking about, do I have to buy a hoodie? I don't know. Lewis wants to know, was Roll Me Over on it?
Roll Me Over is the Cowboy song.
Oh, right. Right.
That's what that song is. It's called the Cowboy song. Yeah, what else wasn't? Whiskey in the Jarro is one of the ones that they do that.
It's just jar. Whiskey in the jar.
Yeah, I can't help but say it, Jarro.
Okay, but it's not. It's
I
jar.
don't care. I don't care.
Alrighty then. So I can see the comments, but I also have to go back to the other thing. Don't eat at the Black Rose, just listen to the song. Yes, thank you, Casey. Right. We're well aware of that. Right. Never eat there. Really, if you're gonna go out drinking in Irish pubs, you're on your own with the food sometimes. I mean, some places are great with their food. The place across from the S&S Deli in Cambridge is great, and the Druid has great food.
And I'm sure that some of the places down near Faneuil Hall, with the with COVID and stuff, it probably really cuts down on your chances of being stabbed by somebody from like Charlestown or Southie or Dorchester in a big fight.
Really quickly, we wanted to talk about food because we do talk, what we watched, what we listened to, and what we ate and baked or cooked for that matter. And I tried protein wrap taco cups for the first time last night. I might want to use a different protein wrap next time, but basically it's a really low carb, high protein tortilla wrap.
So that when you cook it, it tastes like cardboard.
But what you do is you cut it to fit the muffin tins, and you just spray a little.
You push it into a muffin tin. So it kind of sticks out like a pocket square a little bit.
And $3.50 for like 10 to 12 minutes, and it gets nice and crispy, and it was lovely because I haven't had anything like that in ages.
That almost sounds as good as my split pea and ham soup that I made.
Oh, that's right. So we had a spiral ham on
Christmas Day.
And I thought, let's keep the ham bone and do something with it, especially because we have the pressure cooker where you can make stock in like 30 minutes that would normally take you like 6 hours. Mm-hmm. So we planned on doing that. And then I realized, split pea soup. That's where you should go.
So we went split pea, lentil, and potato together with the ham. Some carrots, like baby carrots cut in half, and some celery, and the ham broth. All right. Put it in the. Did we put it in the pressure cooker?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it came out unbelievable.
Yeah, it was amazing. He put extra stuff in it though, right? Potatoes don't usually go in
a little bit of they were small potatoes.
Yeah.
So I just cut them into like quarters. They were small chunks.
But also I will say this, my dad loved it. And my dad will not lie to you about food at all. And he's a big fan
of really
split pea soup. So
see, we did butter him up with some of the spiral ham though too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's true.
Maybe he was just feeling charitable.
I brought him over a meal for Christmas. Because I'm the best daughter ever. Well,
yeah. I also made a
not really, but
I made a hell of a corned beef brisket for special breakfast.
Oh right, because Connor was here from the Air Force, and he had to hunker down in our pod while he was here, so we had to feed him a lot.
Right. So I made hash Benedict. So you use corned beef hash, which is not the corned beef hash out of a can, guys. This is pretty much meat spaghetti.
Yeah.
Okay. With maybe a couple little pieces of potato in it, mostly meat, English muffins, hollandaise sauce, poached eggs. And it comes out pretty good.
Yeah. It's he actually makes it the night before in the pressure cooker, and then puts it on the griddle in the morning, and it's just wonderful. So not a lot of culinary
no pressure
adventures,
cooker this year.
But
I did it in the oven,
low
and slow.
All right.
The pressure cooker comes out like rubber.
Oh, okay. So low and slow in the oven then. So there you go.
Yeah.
If anybody wants the sort of Dave's recipe for either of those things, we will certainly send them to you, or we could even put them on the link. So this is our page from now on. This is where we will be broadcasting live from. And we will also be posting all the links on here as well for everything that we suggest. So this is your one-stop shopping. You can also come on this page to find our email if you want to send us suggestions. If you want to be a guest on next week's show, send us an email. We do love hitting up the Venmo tip jar for underwriting.
We love that, guys. Thank you so much.
Purposes.
Thank you ahead of time.
Thank you.
Keeping us in streaming.
Just to keep us in the streaming apps, which all add up to a pretty penny. Again, we just wanted to say thank you. This was our first official new platform. 2021.
New year, new platform.
Yeah, we're gonna have guests. It's gonna be a
new format. We had a guest on. I mean, things are new. Yeah. My hat's new. My shirt's new.
All right, we're new. So thank you guys very much. We love you, and we will see you next week. And don't forget, we will have this show show up this weekend on Abington Cam's YouTube page. And then it'll end up on cable access. Just check your local provider for
Look for the worst talk show.
ask for it by name. We love you guys. Big kisses. Mwah.
Aloha.
Aloha.